MC, give me your stats.
I have collected for approximately 2 years sports trading cards. I collect football, otherwise known as soccer, and NFL. Throw a bit of UFC in there, not a problem. My PC is mainly made up of Liverpool's Steven Gerrard and Green Bay Packers' Jordan Love. My favourite card in my PC has to be the Panini Select 22-23 Steven Gerrard Auto. BC, give me your stats.
2 years collecting football and football. JSN Arroyo and AJ Barner, and my JSN on-card auto rookie card.
Welcome to episode 62 of the Coom Currie Sports Card Trading Podcast.
Welcome to the Coom Currie Sports Cards Podcast, where collecting meets the game. Your hosts, the Tag Team Champions. Before we get into today's episodes, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Kiwi Card Collective.
Welcome, Coom, back to business. How are we, mate?
I'm good, MC. I've had a great week, a fantastic week. How about yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Got 5 days off work, so that makes it all the better. Bank holiday weekend incoming, pending. And
this, as in this weekend, so Monday's a bank holiday, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, what a feeling.
August bank holiday.
What a feeling.
So, yeah, plenty of plans, plenty of football.
Any ripping packs?
Oh, I'll be ripping packs, boy. Don't you worry about that. I've got a major update coming later on in the pod, actually, for you, which you are yet to have been informed of. So bear that in mind come the middle, I would say, of the pod. But we do have a special guest on. We won't say anything more until later on in the pod.
But it's a big one.
It's a big one. It's well worth tuning in to the end. But Coom, let's get into business. Now, it's a bit more important than Coswallop, isn't it? It's not Coswallop as such, but it's a bit more of a major issue or call out, should we say, Coom. I'll pass the baton on to your good self.
Pass the baton. Yeah, MC, I want to start the pod with, it's becoming a regular thing, isn't it? Like a BC rant, the rant line. We should get a rant line.
Rant line.
This is a tricky one. It's an interesting one because I want to talk about PCG, Premier Card Grading. So, as you know, MC, as the listeners know, I'm a big fan of PCG. PCG galore. Look, PCG everywhere. Huge fan. I've done quite a few videos, bit of content. Done the regular sort of use various services that they provide as well, like your standard stuff. We did one. I spoke recently, didn't I, about the express service. And it's fantastic. It was so good. The day they received it, they'd already done the grading. It was great. And I think we've discussed quite a lot that we kind of want to promote PCG. We wanted to do something with them. And I reached out to PCG and asked if they'd be interested in coming on the podcast. Now, when I sent the original email, it took something like maybe 4 or 5 weeks before I got a reply. And it kind of came out of the blue. And they emailed back this particular chap who was part owner, part founder. And he came back and said he'd love to come on the podcast. And I told you about that, didn't I? I'm pretty sure, MC, I even told the listeners.
Yeah, yeah, live on the pod, yeah.
Correct. And that for us was a big coup, wasn't it? Getting PCG to agree to come on the podcast. That was big for us. He asked me when I wanted him to come on. I emailed back. Now, to this day, I've not had a response to that email. So I've not had, nothing. And I think I've followed up on that about 3 times now, because the other thing I wanted to do, I think we're getting to a point now where we're looking to bring stuff, we've had some amazing guests on, but we want to bring stuff to the listeners. And I wanted to work something with PCG where we could maybe look at bringing a discount code to our listeners, because we want to promote them. We want to use them. We want to grow them. We want people to use them. So this is, I'm not sure what the word is, MC. I said rant. It's not so much a rant. It's not so much a call out at this stage. But I want some answers from PCG because I've tried to contact you many times. I just want you to respond. You don't have to work with us. You don't have to give us a code. You don't have to want us to promote you or anything like that, but at least have the courtesy to get back to me. So that's all I'm asking for. So listeners of the podcast, watch this space. Let's see if we can get in contact with PCG. Let's see if we can get them on the show. Because as I said, and I want to make this perfectly clear, I love PCG and I still love PCG. Get yourselves on the show. Yeah. Tell us your codswallop. Yeah. Don't become my codswallop. Don't become my codswallop. Now get on the show. That's all I got. In the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that.
Wow, wasn't expecting that. I mean, the Forrest Gump quote, that is. PCG, yeah. Coom demands answers. Doesn't take a minute to reply to an email. That's, doesn't take a minute, girl, to fall in love. Bit of take that for you there. For the listeners, you're welcome. There's been a bit of singing recently on the pod. Don't mind it, actually. It's quite
Coom Currie karaoke.
Coom Currie karaoke.
Coom Currie to sing a song of their choice. Cool, that would be an icebreaker, wouldn't it?
Coming to a pod near you. Coom Currie karaoke.
when PCG finally come on, we'll get them to sing "Take That." It's your punishment.
Initiation. Yeah.
I want you back for good.
Yeah.
Whatever I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good.
Still going. Every new guest has got to sing a song as an initiation. That should be. Let me write that down. No. Let's,
Probably should brief them first, though. The guest comes on today, just stitch him up and say, right, what song have you chosen? What do you mean?
Would make good listening.
Yeah. We ain't singing until you start singing.
Right, Coom. I've got next on the agenda NFL Flagship, which is it landed? I've seen it's available for pre-order over here.
Landed,
do you know much?
Yeah.
Has landed. Yeah, have you got your filthy mitts on it yet?
Oh, well, yes, I have actually, as of yesterday. So, as we know, MC, BC is taking some time out from breaks, but I've been doing I've bought a few cards, a few singles actually that I've got that are on the way. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick up a value box of Flagship. Now, I think 72 cards inside, which I thought was good value. Not a single Seahawks card. That was a heartbreaker, but I just thought I would show you. So we've got a Raven here. Look, I feel like they're quite in line with your EPL stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, very similar. Looks pretty clean, pretty vintage as well.
Yeah.
Don't mind it. How's the have you had your hands on any of the EPL Flagship stuff yet?
No, I spoke to Shane from Top Play. I think it's incoming.
Yes.
I'm finding that very hard because I've seen your videos and I really, really want to rip some. It's weird because I don't think I was even as excited before when it originally came out. Or maybe I was for a bit, but I'm looking forward to get my hands on that. That's imminent. It's not landed yet. The Flagship stuff though, MC, is reasonably priced over here. You can get a hobby box for $350, which is probably better value in a way than buying the Mega. I think was $80, so it's not a million miles. Sorry, no, that was the value box. But the Mega, you've got nearly double the cards. But I just wanted to have a look at it. I didn't expect to get no Seahawks, but I'm not gonna get any more Flagship. So obviously I'll probably bypass it with my little hiatus on the breaks. And I won't be buying any more because obviously it's the start of that sequence of cards, isn't it? So there's going to be a ton of products. What I think I'm going to do is target initially the cards I want, because I've done this before and then I end up with, when I think about, when they sort of the turn of the year when we started getting the Milrow cards, I started jumping into everything. Now I've got about, 100 rookie Milrow cards. So I want to, price is the Jatarian price is the chase for me. So I want to get a nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to target a really nice, just one card, I think. One price card. I'm just going to get an absolute banger.
Love it.
Little experiment as well. Little experiment. So we'll see. We'll see, and then I'll have a look at the products, and then you know what would be nice, MC, is if I can just chill a little bit until we get to the tail end of the products. Pick up the new Cosmic when that comes out way down the line. The new Resurgence and that. Oh, imagine a price card on the Cosmic design.
Do you know what will be interesting? I know we discussed the product, obviously the Topps NFL 2025 Chrome, and then the Premier League Chrome, didn't we? We discussed that last time, and I think we had a big talking point about the quality of the cards and the thickness and the sort of density of it. And it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, you've not had your hands on the EPL flagship. I've not had my hands on the Topps NFL flagship. Be interesting to weigh up if the product, yes, it might look similar, but does it feel the same? Is there any differential, areas of it? So yeah, I mean, you would assume they would just both go on the same sort of level playing field, but the previous product states otherwise. And I'll tell you what I've noticed this week. I've watched quite a few videos on Topps UFC Stadium. Very interesting getting some of the products. Was very tempted to get the UFC stuff seems to be a little bit cheaper. I think the demand's maybe not there. It's not like big in the hobby, I would say. But I've seen some videos of basically they've used last year's template. Like there's like a Tom Aspinall card who's a UK fighter who there's a shot of him punching someone, and they've used the same fight picture, exactly the same, from last season's product to this season's product, and they've just put obviously 2026 rather than 2025. So that's put me off a little bit. Which the guy that put the videos up was just like, it's very lazy work from Topps on that sense. I don't think it was like throughout, but I think there was a few of the fighters where they sort of regurgitated previous shots. But yeah. Look,
I saw someone post. I think it's on that Sport Card Nonsense Facebook page. Someone posted an action shot of James Cook in the NFL, the new flagship, and they noticed that his number was from his first season, so he changed his number, so it was like 3 years old or something. That was a bit of a weird one. But then I suppose in that first year, maybe. Actually, you shouldn't expect that on the new product, should you? Maybe like where they got the license back and, the Resurgence and all those products. Perhaps there, because they got you don't really know how it works. But by now, they should have the pictures they need, shouldn't they? But we'll give them a benefit of the doubt. We'll give them a 1 year benefit of the doubt on that. If we start seeing that in NFL next year, to be. I'll get my pitchfork out. MC, I want to this is not in the agenda. I want to give you a quick story. So talking about card stock and EPL, at the risk of upsetting friend of the pod, Shane from Top Play Sports Cards, I'm going to tell you a little story quickly. This should be an impromptu Coom. In fact, MC, with your permission, this should be an impromptu Coom Currie courtroom. The courtroom is back. Do you accept? Do you accept?
Yeah, I'm going to always accept it. There's no way of the law doesn't stop for anyone. Yeah.
Oh, what a quote! MC 2026. Love that.
That was good. I felt that.
Yeah, well done. So are we in session?
Order. We are in
session. Do it. I was going to insert that.
Oh, still.
Yeah. Oh. Unbelievable. Right, we're in session.
It's really messed with the agenda, that. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Right. So we this is Coom Currie courtroom, but it's also a funny story. So this is going back maybe 2 weeks ago. I wanted to buy a box of Topps Merlin for myself to open on the Insta. So I've gone into Top Play as per usual. I'm chatting away. I've been in there for ages. I'd already mentioned that I wanted one of these Merlin boxes. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw one on the second shelf of the cabinet they're in. I was eyeing them up. I carried on chatting. I says to Shane, right, I want this Merlin box. Now, Shane walks over there, and I see him look in the cabinet, and he looked, to me, he might deny it. He looked a bit confused. And then he looks down, and then there's a row of Topps Merlin boxes. So he picks one up, and he gives it to me. Right, puts it in my little pile of stuff I'm going to buy. And then I also picked up a little just for a bit of, I think I did a video, didn't I? The return to the gateway drug, top class in that category, isn't it? And then interestingly, there was 2 different boxes of it. So he said, "Oh, which one do you want?" I said, "I definitely don't want I want the EPL one, not the like the European, the sort of Champions League style one." So he gives me the packet, sells me the product. I've gone home. It's sat on my desk. Now, what I'm going to say, MC, in this story is I'm going to be very, very fair here. I ultimately am the main culprit for this error. I'm ultimately the main culprit. What happened was I started watching videos on YouTube of the product being open. Now, this is going to make me sound stupid. I accept that. But I remember watching the videos thinking, my box was blue, right? And I remember watching the videos going, I wonder why theirs is red. That's a bit weird, isn't it? And then, anyway, I set up my tripod. I start doing the video. First card out, some Genoa player. And as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, what the bloody hell is this? And look at the box. It's the European Merlin, isn't it? Weirdly, I was fuming. Not at myself. At that point, I was like, what? Like, how has this happened? It's been sat there for a whole day. This was day 2. Even when I saw the YouTube videos and I saw they were a different colour, I'd never even thought that it was a different product. And I messaged Shane, just having a bit of a joke. And he, I think Shane watched the camera. He said I pointed at it as well. I'm going, no, it moved in the cabinet. But I've been winding him up. I sent him a mock Google review, but he says to me, it's my fault, I can't read. And ultimately, he's got a point, to be fair. Like, should have read the label. But for the sake of the courtroom, I'm going to say that Shane sold me the wrong product. That is my. So it got to the point where I opened it. MC, whose fault was it? How do you rule? Tough one for you, boy, isn't it? Or is it?
It's a tough one. So I just want to get a bit of the legalities correct. So you asked him for the Topps Merlin Premier League. That's what you said.
No, I can't confirm or deny. I think I may have just said. I didn't even consider that there was one. I did know there was one, but in that moment, I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking Topps. How did he not know what I was thinking?
So you said just Topps Merlin. Is that right?
Yeah, probably. It's not looking good for me, is it?
Not looking good, Brev. As a former retail worker selling product of sorts.
Love that. Drawing on your experience. Well done.
Yeah, you just reminded me of The Office. Yazoo. Yaz. Yeah, but where's your cut off?
Yeah, where's your cut off?
Topps Merlin, there's your cut off.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, Coom, I hate not to back you, boy, but I think Shane's not guilty. He sold you Topps Merlin. That's what you asked for. You didn't specify whether it's the Premier League or the UCC. He sold it to you. You've gone away. Did you then ripped it without knowing what you were pulling, right?
Yeah, but that admittedly, I can't blame him for that. I should have identified the issue and raised it. I should have raised the alarm, but I didn't.
If the product was sealed and you'd made, you understood the error, you could have gone, can I do an exchange or a refund? I've got my proof of purchase, all that sort of stuff. You haven't got a leg to stand on, boy. You've ripped it. No patience. He's ripped it. Just wants to get into it, and unfortunately, you've had to bite the bullet. So Shane for me, not guilty. Coom, guilty. I've been an absolute donut.
Oh no, let's quickly move on. I can't take the humiliation. Wow.
Sorry, boy.
Nah, fair play. I knew that was coming, to be fair. Would have taken a miracle. To have found him guilty for that.
Knew in your loins, didn't you?
Yeah. Should we move on, Chief?
Yeah. Obviously, Coom, no break update. You obviously touched on it a little bit. You've how are you holding up?
How am I holding up? Yeah. I've got a few messages, people checking in on me. How's it going? No, good. A bit of proof in the pudding, because I've been talking to Nick, Najesh and Matt from the various KCC sponsors, Blunt and Card Crazy, the man, the myth, the legend. I was chatting to him about it, and I says, "Oh, I'm not going to do breaks for 8 weeks, right?" And the proof, MC, is in the pudding that step has helped me stay off the breaks, because last Friday I was at the card market, and after our guest, I've noticed he's in the green room. The guest is in the green room. I was at the card market, and Blunt put out a message on the WhatsApp group saying that the new flagship break was going to drop shortly. And when I saw the message, it was like 40 minutes prior to me reading it, had it been posted. My initial reaction was, oh, sugar, for the sake of the sugar. I need to I need to jump on and get my Seahawks place, right? So I started looking for the break, and then I remembered, I was like, oh no, I'm on an 8 weeks hiatus. Then in a split second, I was like, it doesn't matter. It's the first product. I'm going to go into it, right? But then I remembered that I had told them that I wasn't doing the break. And at that point, that stopped me in my tracks. That's the step I needed, because I don't want to put someone in an awkward position where they go, oh, you told me you weren't going to be in a break for 8 weeks. I wouldn't do that. Respect. So that shows that I think if anyone needs a break and they're a little bit like me, where you get a bit overexcited, then maybe that's a good step to take, where you actually have a chat to the people involved, because I think a lot of them have become friends anyway, fantastic people. And it's just a chat, isn't it? And everyone kind of, I feel like there's probably an element in a lot of people where we like to take breaks and stuff like that, but talking about it and actually setting a target or a boundary and making people aware is very, I learned very quickly why I feel like that was an important step, because if I hadn't told them and it was just, oh, I'm taking 8 weeks off, I tell you now, MC, I'll look you right in the eye, square in the eye, and I'll tell you that I would have gone into that break 100%. So telling myself that I'm having 2 weeks off is not enough. Chatting to the people involved was the step that was required. And do you know what, MC? I'm doing all right, Chief. Thanks for asking.
Well done, you. Well done. No, not a problem. Well done. Really good. Happy with that. Just a little top class pack to keep you going. A little gateway drug to take the edge off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there'll probably be a few of them over the 8 weeks, just to back in there. Oh, you're back again. Yeah, top class. Yep, it's like a nicotine patch.
Yeah, I've got to be getting single packs of Pokemon soon, won't you?
Oh no, imagine. Oh, things could spiral out of control. Got to catch them all.
I'll catch them all. Oh.
Shall we let our guest in, shall we?
Let's.
Here he comes, hopefully. Piero, can you hear us?
Boys?
How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, not bad, mate, yeah. So we've up until this point, Piero, we've not actually revealed who our guest is. So if you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see that we've got Piero from Swopsies on the show. Oh. What a guest.
Unbelievable. Like... Who could imagine that you'd have such top tier talent on the show?
Yes, love it.
It just gets better, mate. To be honest, it just gets better. The graph of guests is just going like this.
Next week it'll be Rogan.
I was about to say, you're taking the words out of my mouth. I was going to say I'm looking forward to next week's show. Yeah. MC, hit Piero with our 5 questions. Let's get straight into it. Let's not mess around.
Oh, under pressure.
Yeah, big time.
Piero, great to have you on the pod, mate. We're going to have 5 questions, quick fire. Don't overthink them. Answer them as swiftly as you can, all right? So question 1, NFL or NBA?
Oh, my 2 loves, I'm going to say at the moment in NFL. I have issues with the NBA at the moment, and we could spend a podcast talking about that one.
Yeah. Love it. Question 2, Topps or Panini?
My first love in cards were Serie A Calcio stickers. So Panini has a special place in my heart.
Love it. I did think that I was going to mention the surname Del Piero, Alessandro Del Piero, legend of the game.
On my chase list.
Oh,
I love it. Love
MC,
it.
MC, can I stop the questions there? When we were in the green room, I said to Mark, I says, oh, Piero from Swopsies is coming on. Without thinking, Mark goes, Alessandro Del Piero.
Yeah. Oh, like he's my favourite player. Oh, hang on.
That's unbelievable.
Hang on. Here he is. He's in the studio with me.
Oh,
yes. Love it.
Is that Corinthian?
Hey?
Like one of those little Corinthian model things.
I don't know what it is actually. No, I'll tell you what it is. It's a AliExpress special.
Was it?
Ah, okay, love it.
Oh, sorry, MC. Had to tell that story.
No, we had to touch on it at some point, so not a problem.
Crack on.
All right, question 3. Would you rather have $1 million, but you only have a year left in the hobby, or $100,000, but you can stay in the hobby?
I'd be very content with my collection. I'd probably buy 1 or 2 more things. I'll take the milli, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. Love it.
Pay off the mortgage, and I don't know. I'll go travel to games and watch them rather than having a little piece of the cardboard.
Love that.
As much as I love the cards, I think it's probably I'll take that trade off.
Cool. Question 4. Jim Kelly or Josh Allen?
I'm wearing a Thurman Thomas jersey,
Oh,
so I've got some OG love for Jim Kelly, and 4 Super Bowls. Nobody's ever done it. He was a beast, but Josh is. If Josh Allen wins a Super Bowl, history will show it. We'll talk about him as being the perfect quarterback. Like he's everything you want. Like he's a competitor. He's a great guy. The team love him. He's exciting. He can pass. He can run. Josh is. I love Josh. So Josh is my guy.
fair play.
Nice. And last but by no means least, question 5. What is your favourite card in your collection?
Favorite card in my collection? Okay, I'll give you 3 answers. They're just special ones. So I've got a
Tough question, isn't it? It's a tough question.
Yeah, because like I've got some Josh Allen rookies and stuff behind me, but I've got a Josh Allen. It was a promo card from the National that's got a game-worn patch from a game versus the Lions in his rookie year out of 25. So the fact it's game-worn and we know what the game is and I've watched the game, that's pretty cool. My favourite player growing up was Cornelius Bennett, linebacker for the Bills. And I got an auto from Brock Nash, pretty much the worst trade of all time, that I won. It was a gift. Well, let's just call it a gift. So I've got a Cornelius Bennett auto, which is very special to me. And also my other weird chase player is Scott Williams, who was the backup centre for the Bulls in the 90s. And my best mate got me a autographed Scott Williams, just base card for a milestone birthday a couple of years ago. So probably those 3 would be my just special ones.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like that. Like it's hard, isn't it, to pin it down to one card? Sometimes it's very tricky. It's probably a fairly common question. That what's your favourite card in your PC? But that is hard. I reckon, like a lot of things, if you get asked that on different occasions, you might give a different answer.
Yeah,
but I like that. That was trio.
It's also what drives you. Like is cards for you about what's your biggest and most expensive one that everybody in the world's going to absolutely peak over, or is it something that's a bit special to you and it's got some meaning to you and random
100%.
backup centers from the Bulls who you loved growing up that you got gifted or something. So it's what your drivers are. I think is pretty key to what you love the most.
Well, that's a great point, isn't it, MC? Because we talk about like the stories behind cards quite a lot. And when I was, funny enough, I told a few stories from the Auckland Card Show, and I had a great chat with Andrew McLaren up there, and we were talking about that. For me, it's often the story behind the card which makes it we can look at. It's funny, isn't it, MC? When I gave the stats at the start of the show, I said that my on-card auto JSN rookie is my favourite card in my PC. And that's probably part of a trio. But I would say the 2 others that would be in there, if I was giving that trio like you have, Piero, is my very, very first card that I picked up in Seattle, which has got the story of me being essentially ripped off. But I wouldn't have it any other way, let's be clear. It's part of the story. And then the base card, DK Metcalf, that my little girl picked up with her own pocket money at a card market, and I put it in a slab, and I love it. The they're probably the only two cards that are 100% never going anywhere. Money can't buy cards. Not that anyone would want to buy my DK Metcalf base card, but whereas like even the rookie card, every card, most cards have their price. But yeah, 100%. It depends on the criteria, doesn't it? But I think most people resort to the card with what means more to them rather than the most valuable card, I would say.
I've got a Wimby behind me over there. A Wimby rookie that I got graded at the first Auckland card show through CGC, and it came back as a 10.
Nice.
And it's just something about it that I just, because it was the very first card that I ever got graded, and, Wimby's got some long-term potential there as well, but I've had a few offers for it, and I'm just like, actually not about the money. It's about that you went through the experience of getting it graded and it came back as a 10, and, that's exciting. And, you don't want to emotionally let go of it.
Nah, they say that though, don't they? Don't become emotionally attached to cards, but I find it hard. Any card with a story, I put a picture on Instagram recently of a JSN. It was just a base insert. It was called like time stamped or something from a paper. I can't remember what product it was from, but it was a paper card, complete base insert. Nothing special. But it was part of the timestamp was obviously the time and date of the game when he had caught this game-winning touchdown and that. And it was given to me from Ayla. I don't know if you know who Ayla is, but And I looked at the card, and I love the card because it's got a very specific, like, even though that's how it's been manufactured, it's got a very specific game and moment from it. I quite like it, so I'm keeping that in the PC. Just quite like that card. But again, it's kind of got an inbuilt memory attached to it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it was given to me by Ayla, so there you go. Another cool card.
Ayla is one of the legends. Like, if you want to talk about, like, what's special. So I hope they don't mind me talking about this, but I was in Melbourne and I put a shout out to one of the groups. I said, look, I'm going to Cherry Collectibles today. If anybody wants some cards, just let me know. I have a hunt. So Ayla messaged and said, if you can go have a look for some, if you see any Mac Jones, can you get on some stuff? So I was in there trawling through bins and snapping photos of Mac Jones, and I was going, why do you want Mac Jones? Why?
You got to ask the question, yeah.
And Ayla's response was, it's like the first pack or something or other, the very first card. We got into cards, opening it and saw it, and just Ayla PC's Mac Jones. And that's really, I like that. I love that stuff. That's so awesome, even though it's the Patriots and it's Mac Jones. But those emotional connections between cards is, for me, that's what I'm into. Like, it's collecting. I'm a fan, not a collector. Is how I like to think about it. And it's these nothing. I like nothing more from a card collection than just trawling through my. I've got folders of Bills base cards and random
Love that.
players from 2004 in the drought years. That me is almost that's more exciting than some Jackson Dart Kaboom hunt or something. So
MC, we talk about that a lot, don't we? Because there's cards. I think it's a couple of shows, and I came out with the controversial take that this particular, it was a Resurgence rookie base card. I was saying had more eye appeal than most downtowns, which Brock Nash would be seething at. He would not appreciate that comment. But we say it a lot. Again, Resurgence. I don't think I've got it out, but there's a JSN circuit breakers insert, just a base insert. It's a thing of beauty. And one thing I found fascinating, and I think we try and sort of sell as our unique point, is because we're new in the hobby. We're like 2 years in. Maybe we can say you get everyone chasing these particular cards, but we can come out with. So I feel we can come out with these outrageous or potentially outrageous statements because we're fairly new and we're saying it as we see it. But I see so many base inserts that could be case hits in other products, and I suspect that if we declared, or if Topps had designed, let's say the circuit breakers as a case hit, people would be excited to pull it. They'd be shaking. They'd be posting pictures of it. So sometimes I I kind of observe and I think, are people collecting things that or chasing things they're told to chase, or that aren't really high in eye appeal, but because it's a case hit, they have to have it. And maybe I'm guilty of that to some degree, but then I'm also happy to sit back and go, look, I love my Circuit Breakers JSN to the point that I'm probably going to grade it. I think it's such a nice card, but it's a base insert. I've got 3 of them, like it's just a common base insert, but I absolutely love it.
I mean, you said, do you think like that because you're new to the hobby? I guess I'd flip that conversation. And is that hype around specific cards because of a lot of people that's new to the hobby? And that's the cool thing, that's the hype thing. These particular cards or these type of cards. And so that's what people have, especially what do you want to call them, the COVID babies, the people who sort of got into it through that period.
Yeah.
Whether that's what was digged through there and that's become what the card scene's about, where, I think if you go and talk to, OGs in America, it's all about, I had my Mickey Mantle in my spokes of my bike when I used to ride up and down the street, and it was all about, those players that you loved growing up and just collecting those. And I guess that's when, it was one of the, when I sort of, I don't want to say got back into it, but in terms of when I started immersing myself in the scene a little bit the last few years, I was kind of messaging an old friend of mine, and I was going, I just don't understand why these, whoever it was at the time, Bonix or Trey Lance or, these cards were going mental. And going, what about the Jordans, and what about the, these Hall of Fame guys, and the price differential between people who hadn't done it yet versus the legends? And, there's obviously scarcity and all these sort of things. But, so it's a really interesting dynamic of hype and newness versus long-term longevity and fandom with the different players.
I think with what, having some of the conversations I had, particularly at the Auckland Card Show, I think when I first started, I've mentioned this a few times, that I rushed, me and Mark, we collect differently. And, I rushed to I felt maybe it was from the hype, maybe it's part of my personality, but I rushed to establish what I believed was a good collection. And it's only in the last year, I've kind of gone, well, don't listen to the noise, as I think you put it, and the hype and stuff like that. Just collect what you want to collect. And I'm kind of moving to that. But Mark, you've been like that, haven't you, from day one? You've not been sucked into it. Even me and some guests that we've had on have tried to say, Mark, come on, get some cards graded, and getting some breaks. But you've as Frank would say, you've done it your way.
You're full of quotes tonight or this morning today.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I mean,
we should put some music on now,
Yeah, I mean, Piero, exactly what you said. It definitely resonates with the whole, been collecting for pretty much 2 years, but none of it's been chasing hype cards or value, or it's the players that I enjoy, the people that I looked up to. Steven Gerrard for Liverpool is my idol, and I looked through, from my box next to me, I looked through my Gerrard collection earlier, and obviously I've got the goal of getting the field level rainbow. That's my main goal. Obviously want to get a few other cards, but mainly that's my goal. But I looked at the other half of my collection, and it's like rookie Liverpool, rookie England, just base cards, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that cost me, that you wouldn't pick up in a bargain bin in a card shop. And I was looking through them all, and basically, Coom, I'm going to let you know now. I may as well tell you right now. I'm going to send off for grading probably tomorrow. NGC cards have got a massive offer on at the moment. Shout out to Andy from Seaside for giving me the heads up on this. 9 cards graded, and it works out at like £8 a card. Very cheap. It's like 36% off or something. They're doing like a 9. It's called 9 pick, that discount deal.
You're sending 9 off.
Wow, I'm trying to. I've got about 14. I've got it down to about 14 different cards, but they just vary. Like some of them are like, the first Jordan Love numbered prestige card you gave me, just because that's my first Jordan Love numbered card. So it sort of varies in terms of the cards that I've got that I want to send off, and it also is determined on why I want to get them slabbed. And the majority of them is because they've got a story behind them. my first Gerrard auto. That will go. I've got a Kevin Keegan auto who sadly passed away recently, who that was my first ever auto card that I bought off eBay. And, you know, like you said, the sort of time frame of cards, they just sort of, some of them disappear in your collection to the back or to the side and then resurface if, life situations happen. Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion, MC? And just, I'm not sure if Piero knows, but we did a video when I went back to the UK over Christmas. Me and Mark went to the Fanatics store in London and we opened those Liverpool boxes, didn't we? And you pulled a Vladimir Smica, who's a Liverpool player. I'm sure you know. You pulled an auto, and that was obviously cool because we did it. We were together. We did a video, but it was actually the first auto you'd actually ever pulled from a box, wasn't it?
That's right. That's in the stack. It's in the stack. Yeah, because we've got that video will live long in the memory. Like absolute pure joy in both of our faces of us pulling that auto. And then on the flip side, unfortunately for you, pulling not such a good auto. So.
I'll always keep that auto though. Like even though it's just some rant, like I can't even remember who it was now, but I've still
Bobby
got
Clark,
it. In Bobby Clark, yeah, he's long gone now, but yeah, like I'll keep that because that was such a good video as well, wasn't it? Seeing that Smeeta auto come out.
Yeah, 100%. So I've got a stack of cards here that I need to work through, get them in, semi-rigids and getting ready to be sent off. Super exciting. First time I've got, that's the pace of myself and your collection, Coom, isn't it? You sort of were sort of more proactive. I was probably a little bit more reserved, should I say? Is that the polite way of putting it?
But you're grading for the right reason, and I think that links into what Piero was saying as well. I think that's again, I keep referring to like a broken record the conversations I've had recently, but they've been kind of hobby shifting for me. They've kind of sort of reiterated where I actually want to be in the hobby, not where I think I should be, and maybe that links into the conversations we've had. And I've got a lot of respect, and I've loved the conversations around even having that with you guys now, and even MC, like we've known each other all our lives and we do this together, but even you just reiterating why you're grading is a fantastic reminder of like how I want to be in the hobby. I'd love to carry on with this, and Piero, we'll get into it on another podcast, but for now I want to get back to ultimately we want to have a chat about swopsies. But let's get back onto the schedule. Everyone knows who you are, but I'm going to ask you, in the words of Cilla Black, what's your name and where do you come from?
Sorry, I'm Piero. Where do I come from? The North Shore of Auckland, currently residing in Coatesville. And I am the founder of Swopsies, which is a online sports card trading marketplace where we help you find the cards that you're chasing.
Superb. Before we get into Swopsies though, Piero, just tell us a little bit about yourself as a collector. So just give us a little bit about your history, how you got into it. I'm looking forward to this, and then we'll get into the Swopsies side.
So I had to think about this coming on here. I've been collecting cards, we'll say on and off, for 43 years. I think I worked it out. So I think my first serious foray into card collecting were the Return of the Jedi cards in 1983. And then my first sports cards, I'm pretty sure, were Fleer 1984 baseball that picked up in Anaheim. And that same trip, we went back to Italy to see the family. A lot of Serie A stickers, Panini stickers. So that was probably the beginning of the journey. And then over the years, just like I said, I'm a fan, so I just collect stuff. I grew up in New Zealand, and back then NFL, and my father's Italian, so a lot of soccer, football culture growing up. But yeah, I was just got quite weird in intermediate where I got into the NFL and NBA and baseball, and it wasn't on TV. It was before Sky. I it all started, I got Earl Weaver Baseball on my Commodore Amiga, which was a real stats-based game and stuff, and you put all the stats in, and I was just trying to just absorb and find out information. So I used to go down to the local library and get Sports Illustrated magazines and, the New York Times and USA Today, month-old newspapers with all the box scores and all the details, and just tried to hunt around and soak up whatever I could. And, the only way that you could ever watch games is go down to there was the Windsor Park Hotel. They used to have a massive satellite dish out there outside the front, and you'd go down and watch baseball games and bits and pieces down there. So it was really hard, but then Sky came in the 90s, and, you started to actually have access to watch games live. So, yeah, I just grew up as a really into American sports. About 1988, I caught an affliction, which was Bills fandom, and have, went through just before the Super Bowls and went through the pain of 4 losing Super Bowls, and then a 20-year drought, and then all of, in recent years the heartbreaks in the playoffs. So yeah, I've just sucker for punishment over the years. But going through that journey, I've always bought packs and flipped stuff on Trade Me, found things on Trade Me, but it's very, very much been focused on players and teams that I love, and collecting the people that I love. I didn't, to be honest, didn't really realize until maybe 5 years ago that there was some potential to make some money. It was always just me spending a little bit of cash on things that I liked and trying to not tell anybody I was spending money on it. And it's interesting because I look at it and I go, man, if I was in the conversation we've been having today, there's a lot of people with a lot of money tied up in cards.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit scared of the liquidity factor if I wanted to actually sell it off, and how easy it is to move here. I'm sure people are doing really well out of it. But yeah, I've really just kind of focused on people that I follow and got a passion for. So so that's sort of my journey in about, I don't know how long ago it was now, 3 or 4 years. I knew Nick from KCC through work, started jumping into some of his breaks, and, immersed myself in the culture a little bit more, and, started to randomly have conversations with people such as yourselves on, doing trades and bits and pieces. So that's sort of my journey, and
the break side of it, Piero, is interesting, isn't it? Because you've been in the hobby for so long, and you've seen, we've touched upon the value and the chases and the hype and stuff like that. But breaks now are, would you say, if you want a chance of getting those big cards, because there's not many people that can walk into an LCS and just go, I'll have a couple of hobby boxes or whatever, because the price is just mind blowing. And when you talk about your early days of collecting compared to now, it's probably, I dare say, is mind blowing. But breaks are fairly modern, aren't they?
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it until I think Nick actually, maybe during COVID. I was not one of the people who were making sourdough and investing in crypto. My work was incredibly busy during COVID, so I kind of missed all of those weird things that were happening. And I think Nick had messaged me and said, "Hey, do you want to get in on this weird gambling type thing?" And I was like, I'm dealing with some crises at the moment. So yeah, that was my first. That was my first awareness of breaks. So yeah, it is a relatively new thing, I think, and probably all of the media channels that we have now has allowed that to explode. But growing up in New Zealand, I used to go to Mark One Comics under the BNZ Tower on Queen Street, and there was a card shop in the Mid City Arcade, if anybody who can remember that. And I only can imagine how cheap it. Some of those, I think I went in there and go, this is really expensive, $10 for a card. You've probably got Jordan rookies and stuff there for,
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you see, I don't know how much you watch online, but I see these videos, and it's quite often referred to in a for a sort of comedy effect. But you see kids at card shows now carrying these Ion cases, and they're like doing deals for like 10 grand cards or 50 grand cards and stuff like that, and that's mind blowing. I'd imagine just from listening to you talk that that's a world away from maybe what your cards and your card collecting when you were at that equivalent age. It's just mind blowing.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what though, if I was in the States, I know I'd be doing that.
Yeah, big time.
I know I'd be doing it. Like yeah. I'd be investing in cards like art. I'd love that. Yeah. So I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to buy a $8,000 card and flip it for 25 in 12 months. At the local card show in Auckland.
No, it's and that look. On a different subject, one of the reasons I moved here, there's benefits of New Zealand being in the arse end of nowhere, but there's also some big downside, and it's very hard in the hobby, isn't it? You get, like I've mentioned this before, you get a card that comps at X amount. To some degree, that becomes when you exhaust your 4 or 5 Seahawks fans in the country. I'm exaggerating, but once they're not interested, that's it. You can't, unless you go to the States, your comp's meaningless because we probably know every collector more or less for each team, so it's a small market, but it's a bit different, isn't it? But yeah, if I was in America, I'd be doing exactly the same. Should we get into Swopsies, Mark?
Let's do it. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, let's. You've mentioned it a little bit, Piero, but just one of the look, I want to get you on another show and we can start really expanding on these conversations, but for the rest of the show, let's get into Swopsies. So tell us why you created it, what it is, and obviously we want the conversations we've had as well. I want people to get involved in it. It's something that I feel that we need and could be fantastic for the hobby over here in New Zealand. So yeah, I'll pass it over to you, Piero.
Yeah, so Swopsies is a card marketplace. The thing that makes it different is you set a chase list. So I sort of describe it as almost like a dating site. You can list all your cards. And look, there's lots of places where you can list and sell cards. You can create your own website. There's Facebook, there's Trade Me, there's whatever you want to do. So you can list your cards. That's great. But what makes it different is your chase list. So you can set out, I'm chasing Buffalo Bills and Scott Williams and Michael Jordan and Alessandro Del Piero and whoever that may be. And then when people list their cards, and if you've got a card on your chase list, you'll come up with a match. That's the guts of the concept. And then I go and message you and talk to you and do a deal with you and buy the card. So I found Facebook groups really frustrating, especially because I kind of personally dabble in the lower end of the market of the cards. Somebody's posting some photo of like 9 across and you can't even see and you're trawling through hundreds of cards. I find that really hard. So Swopsies is trying to solve that problem for you. You say what you want, we'll match it up and we'll go. So that's the gist of it. I also don't like paying for postage. Like we pay so much for postage, especially if you're buying a $10 card and you're paying, $8.50 for a courier or something. You can filter by geographic zones. So you can meet up with people close to you and do those physical trades, which I think saves on postage. And also from a fraud perspective, if you're not confident in, paying out $2,000 to somebody, through a bank transfer, you can meet up with them and do that deal in person. So that's the gist of Swopsies. Tried to make it really, really easy in terms of listing cards and, the interface, because that, photograph and upload and put the details in can be really time consuming. So we've had a real focus on that. But I guess my you've talked about the scale of the market in New Zealand, and there's a lot of people doing stuff at the moment. And what I don't want to do is be we're all just competing with each other to, with all these little platforms popping up all over the place. So I don't want to compete with people's websites. don't mind competing with Trade Me or something. That's okay. But the individuals, what I want to be able to do is just be that conduit to help match people up and have those conversations. So
can I just butt in there, Piero? As a what's the word? As a consumer of cards in New Zealand, I was just looking at the website now as you're talking as well. I've got it up, and I did a video of me listing a card. Now, I think the interface and how you put a card on is absolutely superb. My view on this, as someone who's new to New Zealand, I've been nearly 3 years now and new to the hobby. This has got potential, from my point of view, to be the focal point of everything. This is what we need. You know, we don't have eBay. We've got a small card collecting community. This could be absolutely massive, but we need people to engage with it, list on it, and make this the platform that's used. Because I think one of the challenges is, I agree. I sort of smiled when you said about Facebook, because only yesterday I was looking at a card and I had to message a guy and like, well, what's the number on it? I can see it's numbered, but it's so poor, the image, that it and they can be clunky, but we kind of sometimes resort to default because it's easier, it's what we know. And I think one of the key things here with Swopsies, and why we absolutely love it, we're going to support it, is that we need people to actually engage with this, because in my opinion, based on the size of the hobby, this could be absolutely superb. This could be all we need. So that's got to be one of the focal points, is how we point people at this.
And look, before I make my next point, I just want to thank you guys. You've been such amazing supporters randomly out of nowhere. You know, for the listeners,
we love cool things.
These guys the last couple of weeks, and you guys have been incredible. So thank you so much for everything that you've done to promote and talk about it. It's I was quite emotional when you did your first post about it. I was like, somebody's talking about my thing. That's amazing. But yeah, like would I like to be the hub of cards in New Zealand? I mean, sure, that sounds amazing. But I mean, what we've done, I'll give you your first exclusive, if that's okay.
Yeah, love it. Let's do it.
A lot of people are very excited about the infamous Brock Nash and the launch of Cards
Friend of the
pod. This weekend. He announced. And, I think that's going to be a phenomenal site, and he's got some amazing stock, and, it's really kind of next level in terms of what he's trying to bring in and infuse to the market. But we have, so Swopsies and Card Syndicate are doing a collaboration. So what we've built is a capability to bring those two sites together, the listings. So when something is listed on Card Syndicate, that will automatically feed through into Swopsies. So if you have a chase list that lists a card, and it is on Card Syndicate, you will get pinged. You'll make a match, and then you'll be able to directly click through from Swopsies to Card Syndicate to make the purchase. So we're really excited about that. It's another avenue to get eyeballs on Card Syndicate, and it's more and more stock into Swopsies. But those kind of partnerships are something that I'm really into, and other I want to work with other platforms and other sites and other people to feed their content through onto Swopsies. Hopefully drive some traffic back to those people, and grow access, and just make it easier for collectors to find what they want, rather than having to trawl Facebook and Trade Me.
I've got a question for you, Piero. So, sort of linking on to what I was saying before and how we grow it, ultimately we're going to need an app, aren't we? So, can you give us an update on where we are with that?
Yeah. So I started out building Swopsies as an app. For those who know anything about app development, there's building the app in of itself isn't super. We actually built it. It's more around the releases onto the app stores, and releasing to an app store. So that is very much on my roadmap, is to implement the app. We've focused on web at the moment to get things going, but yeah, the view is that we'll have a iOS and Android app in the next few months.
Yeah, I think that's the website side of it, and it looks fantastic. I've got it up now, and I've been sort of flicking through a few bits while we've been talking, and I've got a couple of listings on myself, and I've got free chases on there as well, which is great. But I love the interface. But I think, yeah, like as you said there, the reality is that the app side of it, isn't it? And I think once that's in place, I feel like we can try and people will come off the Facebook pages more. And, I can see massive potential for me as a user for this to be that focal point, especially if there's integrations from like you said, Card Syndicate, and Najesh has come out with his card reserve as well. And there's lots of good people at the minute doing good things to grow the hobby. But this, I think, is the platform that we need in New Zealand, and I think this could be massive.
Yeah, I was talking to Brock about this the other day, and if everybody's running around trying to eat each other's lunch, it's just not a big enough. It's just not a big enough market here. So I think it's like how can people work together to mutually benefit from what everybody's doing, and how they can grow it, and otherwise, just starts getting a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Small pond politics,
Yeah, exactly. Let's work together. Piero, I think I'm conscious of time now as well. So
yeah.
I think we've covered quite a lot. And as I said, I'd be so keen to have you jump back on, and we can get more into some of your stories, because some of the chats we had a call yesterday, didn't we? And even some of the chats there, we spoke about rough timings and stuff. But even your introduction, before we actually got into what we had wrote down for the introduction, we're already into stories. We're already into a natural chat. So, yeah, I could talk to you for hours.
If I've got any former work colleagues who watch this, they're going to giggle, because I'm very proficient at going on tangents and telling stories about things that I'm interested in, unrelated to the core topic. So shout out to former work colleagues listening to this.
I get criticised every week, don't I, for going off on a tangent. I think the other week I started talking about something bizarre, and then I sort of heard myself, and I was like, right, just get back with the program. But if we were left to our own devices, we'd probably have like a 3 or 4 hour podcast, but chop it up into little sections. But Piero, it's been awesome. We're going to carry on supporting Swopsies massively. I really, really hope this takes off, and I hope that people will start using it. That's the key, isn't it? Because if people start using it and start listening, this could be absolutely massive. And especially with the news of the collaboration with Card Syndicate, I think that's awesome, because I've become good friends with Brock, and the hard work he's put into his website and stuff like that. He's been patient. He's been, working away in the background, and that's maybe a skill I don't have. I'm like, when I'm into something, I'm like, I'm all in, and I maybe do things a bit too quick. So the fact that he's taken his time and built something that is also going to be superb, and then to have you guys collaborate, that's phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works, and seeing that collaboration in action.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the more people, the merrier, literally. So special Coom Currie offer. Promo code CCPod. Put that up on the screen there. Yeah. CC Pod, 3 months free for anybody who puts that promo code in. So please just go in. There's no obligation, no risk. Sign up to Swopsies, list your cards. Doesn't matter if they're big, small, put a $2 card on there, put a $200 card on there. If it doesn't give you value after 3 months, unsubscribe. Would love people to give it a go, and hopefully we can grow it.
Mate, that's awesome. We were speaking about this at the start. I had a little chat about PCG and trying to work with PCG, but from our point of view in the podcast, we want to bring things to the people that listen as well. So to have that from you for the promo code is absolutely superb, much appreciated, and look, people listening who haven't tried it, haven't even been on the website, get on there because this could be awesome.
Swopsies.nz. Swopsies with an O.
Swopsies.nz. And it's a lovely looking website. And coincidentally, your colour theme matches our colour theme. So it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Piero, legend. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, guys. You're amazing. Love your work.
Piero,
cheers, mate.
Thanks very much. Mate, just a quick one. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. Sorry, MC. I should have. Yeah. Ask him the question now, and he'll get back to you.
Yeah. Look, I'm still going to address him now. First off, we love tangents on the pod. We love them. We go off on tangents every week. But yeah, look, from my perspective, I'm hugely jealous that Swopsies is NZ only. So yeah, hopefully I can live through it precariously through Coom. Yeah, Coom, I 100% agree with. It sounds phenomenal for the hobby over there. Amazing. And I'm sure if it goes as well as it does, it'll, progress and go through different countries, hopefully different continents. Get yourself to Europe, Swopsies, and I think that'd be an amazing platform all over the world, to be honest. I know we've got eBay over here, but that in itself, do you know what it feels like? It feels like whenever I hear Swopsies, it just reminds me of the old Panini swap shops.
Yeah.
Do you remember from the Merlin Premier League sticker albums? Now you've got a digital version, essentially, with a lot more information.
Nostalgia about it, isn't it?
Big time. So yeah, it sounds like an amazing project. I wish him all the best. Great guy, great chat, great name.
I'll tell you what, MC, just quickly, I'm conscious of time because we've got a few things. We might have to push a few subjects over to the next show, but I'm just going to click on a random listing on here, and I'm just looking at the website, and it's absolutely fantastic. You click on it, it says what the asking price is. It will tell you whether they're happy to post, whether they're happy to meet, condition, near mint. Tell obviously the name of it's got some details around the card. You can contact seller and get the information that they've provided through their account, or you can message them via the website as well. And the other cool thing as well is you can get vouchers on here from other members. So you can click on the actual seller and you can see how many vouchers they've got. That's fantastic. And what their chases are. So you can actually look at people. That's superb. But I think it's like anything. It's similar to our podcast. We need people to actually to listen and stuff like that. And the same with Swopsies. You need people to move to the platform, because if people don't use it, then it doesn't matter how great it is in principle. It's not going to take off. So maybe we need to move. We're not 100% need to move away from the Facebook selling pages and get onto Swopsies.
Agreed. Yeah, very jealous. Look forward to hearing how it all goes, and we'd definitely get Piero back on to give us there's just plenty more subjects that we'd love to talk to him about. So yeah, definitely getting back on. Looking forward to that one. But yeah, let's crack on, Coom. I know, I'm very wary of time as well. What else on the agenda would you like to cover?
MC, I was just looking at that. I was thinking, I've got one shout out I want to give, and maybe we'll get into mail day and then we'll wrap this one up, because there's lots of good topics on here for another show, and I don't want the listeners. There's a lot to process there from Piero and Swopsy. So let's maybe get into mail day. I've got one shout out at the end, and then we'll make like a banana and split.
Yeah, I mean, mail day wise, mate, I'm pretty dry. I've only got the
join the club
EFL flagship that I've been picking up from stores. So yeah, I don't have any actual. I've not received anything in the mail, but I will be dipping my toe in 2 products of NFL. Probably tomorrow, I'm going to order some Resurgence.
Yes,
and I'm going to order the new Topps NFL flagship. I've got the fever. Fever has hit, especially after going head to head last week. Seahawks Green Bay. I am hook, line, and sinker. I'm back in the NFL. Let's go.
MC, I was having to sort out with cards the other day, and I found this very basic, but it's a Jordan Love rookie card from Chronicles. Look at that.
There he is, legend.
So I've got some cards for you. So we'll one day they'll make their way to you. One day.
In the words of Craig David, will rendezvous. But yeah, Mail day for
Well-
yourself, Coom? Anything?
No, it's the same. I bought a few. Oh, I'll tell you what I did buy. You know, the ballers. I've been getting the WWE ballers. I did a video on Insta. Got Rhea Ripley.
I should love
I
it.
thought they
Yeah.
were pretty cool. I did a video on Insta. I've got one more video to put on there. I got your part 2 as well, VFL. So I picked a few of those up, picked up that flagship football, which it's quite impressive, but not something that I'll be pursuing. But yeah, I've got a few things coming from eBay. I picked up a few. Speaking of the circuit breakers JSN insert, I wanted to look at the numbered ones, and there's also quite a lot of them listed. But it's interesting because the sort of like lightning strikes that are on it on the base are white, and all the numbered ones are different coloured. I genuinely believe that the base is probably the nicest one, but I ended up picking up to 275, like the blue one, because it was a colour match, and I thought, I quite like a numbered one. The background looks like it might be a bit more silvery. So I've picked that up to see what that's like in hand, because I really like the insert. I won a $5 auction on a white Prism JSN, and I picked up a Cosmic Arroyo all on eBay. So I would imagine over the next 3 or 4 weeks they'll start to emerge. And then I picked up a few little bits on selling pages. So I'd imagine next week there will be some mail. Not a lot, but I've not got a problem with it, Chief. I've had a great week. I'm a week clean from the breaks. I'm being a bit more thoughtful in what I'm buying. And like I said, I'm not just saying that these conversations have been inspiring to me recently, but I'm definitely trying to appreciate what I've got more. So yeah, a good week, Chief, a good week.
Love to hear it, boy. Love to hear it. Right. Shout out. Talk through it. Go for it.
Yes, so we have got the Southern Hobby and Card Show coming up in Rolleston, Christchurch, 20th of February, 2027. Ben Darch, it's his second show. And actually, Card Syndicate are one of the sponsors. The major sponsor is Dime Cards, Dime City Cards. It's going to be a fantastic event. And again, this ties into conversations we've had about there's some great people doing some great things for the hobby in New Zealand. So that's going to be a card show we're going to put a little bit of support behind. We unfortunately won't be there. I wish I was. I really do. But there's going to be great people there. Brock being one of them. It's going to be superb. So just want to sort of make as many people aware of that as possible. If you're in that South Island, if you're in the North Island, get your flight, go down there. It's going to be huge. TCG, sports cards, another card show. That's what we need. It just seems there's something in the hobby always happening in New Zealand at the minute, and that is unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff. So shout out to Ben Darch and the Southern Hobby and Card Show, 20th of February. Get yourselves down there. That's it from me. NOB, no other business.
Coom, give us the tagline to put us out, the new tagline. You go on, give it to us.
Follow the boys for the sports cards.
Bash.
Bash.